Now we head into round 16 of the 2014 BRSCC Mazda MX-5 SuperCup, again here at Rockingham. And in pole position this time is Abby Eaton, and Anthony Neild completes the front row. Matt Davies and John Davies on row 2. Tom Roche and John Newnham complete row 3. Robert Way and Russell Tamplin on the 4th row. Adam Brindle and Carl Andrew on row 5. Julian Taylor, Christopher Lord on the 6th row. Simon Fleet and Ray Grimes on row 7. Jeff Gourier and Jim Hart on row 8. On the 9th row is Liam Murphy and Will Chappell, and on the 10th row is Gary Townsend. And they're off already. Look at this, and you see how they stay wide. We're able to ride with Matt Davies looking at both sides. This is such a wide run. Look at that, as we said earlier, 3 abreast very easily and plenty of room to spare. But it's Tom Roche who actually started on the 3rd row and has got himself up on the inside. But Abby Eaton is trying. Look at that, Adam Brindle. What a fantastic performance there. So from 9th on the grid, is he challenging for 4th? The Davies brothers are just holding it round the outside. It's Abby Eaton from Anthony Neild. So as you were at the front, Tom Roche from 5th on the grid gets himself up to 3rd. That's what he needs. Oh, and just a little tap there, I think, was there on the back of 91 Matt Davies, the grey car. May have been by John Davies, but difficult to say. Car number 11, keep an eye on Liam Murphy. No, he's up there already. He's just behind car number 93, John Davies. Now, Liam Murphy, after his problem in the first race, started 17th on the grid, the penultimate row, and he's already up on the back of car number 93, John Davies, who started in 4th. Okay, he's lost a couple of positions. Adam Brindle's now ahead of him, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's he running in 7th, I think, at the moment already? Robert Way is alongside there on the outside, keeping it on the outside. Can't quite make out who that is. Is that Christopher Lord, possibly? Car number 10. And he's actually looking to dive up the inside there of, I think that's 118 Russell Tamplin. Is he going to pull it off? We just pull away. Oh, look at this. Matt Davies looking to make a move on Tom Roche. Abby Eaton will be hoping that he can pull this off, because he wants him back as far as possible. There we go. It is 118. It is number 10. Christopher Lord is now ahead of Russell Tamplin. And then number 5, which is Robert Way, and 61 Carl Andrew. We've seen all of these guys involved in some great battles throughout the whole of this weekend. And it continues into this second race. Ooh, windscreen wipers going there on car number 10. Christopher Lord's car. Now, is that just by accident because it's getting close and tense here? We'll have to wait and see. It did appear to be the only one that was doing that. Was that Ray Grimes, I think, is diving up the inside there of Robert Way. Is he going to pull it off? He's sticking on the inside. He's certainly on the inside of Robert Way. But Robert Way has kept his power down and he's made it stick. Brilliant performance there. Tom Roche, looking to go a little bit defensive there because he knows that 91 Matt Davies, remember Matt Davies was 3rd in the championships they head in here, so he knows that he's going to be a tough competitor. Car number 5, the Burgundy car of Robert Way. All over the back there of Carl Andrew. Back at the front, and there is a change at the front, so we missed that one happening. Anthony Neild has managed to be ahead of Abby Eaton. There was so much going on behind that we were so glued to that we forgot these two that had broken away at the front. But Abby Eaton's looking, or is she going to have a little look? And she's going to be on the outside as they head into Tarzan, so that's going to be a little bit tricky there. Ooh, I thought she was going to just bump ever so slightly into the back. She can see that bright orange car of a championship nemesis just behind. But in fairness, I think Tom Roche is having to be a bit more preoccupied with the grey car of 91 Matt Davies. Remember, Matt had mixed fortunes in that first race. He was going great guns towards the front, then outbraked himself heading down into Dean Hairpin, but got it back up again. So real mixed fortunes there. Talking of fighting back through again, Liam Murphy, we have to keep an eye on, see where he is. Remember, he started 17th after the DNF in the first race. Anthony Neild still has that lead. Remember, he had the lead for a lot of the race in race 1. But Abby Eaton then managed to get past and was able to just stretch her legs and pull away. Look at that, 4 of them absolutely joined together in the background there. It's still Tom Roche in the bright orange car, but was Matt Davies looking to make a move there? Just behind was the silver car of John Davies, and we've already mentioned the blue and yellow car of Liam Murphy. Look at this, absolutely glued together. You couldn't even stand between those two cars. They were that close there, bumping over as they go through the pith path, head up towards the left-hander of Kirby. Abby Eaton's looking to try and carry as much momentum through as she can, take the speed onto Steel Straight, then it'll be the sweeping left-hander of Graceland's, but she's on the outside there. But does that mean she's trying to line up the inside of Tarzan? I think in the background we saw that Liam Murphy has managed to get past 93 John Davies. We're heading down towards the right-hander of Tarzan. Remember, it's a tight hairpin, a great outbreak in place, but no, put himself firmly in the middle there, did Anthony Neil. Sorry, it was a great positioning that just left nowhere for Abby Eaton to go. As they head now into Brook Chicane, left, right, left, back onto the start-finish straight, as it's just missing out turn number 4 as they head back onto the oval part of the circuit. The banked corner, still a slightly banked straight. So wide, it just must be so much fun to race these things around this circuit. Heading now the sweeping bank left-hander of turn number 1 as they then scream down the straight. Look at that, Liam Murphy from 17th on the grid is all over the back of our third position Tom Roche, up the inside as they get on the brakes in towards Dean Hairpin. But no, Tom Roche has carried a bit too much speed. I was about to praise how he'd managed to carry in that much speed, but it's probably just a little bit too much. But they've both outbraked themselves. That has enabled the grey car of car number 91, Matt Davies. And Matt Davies is ahead of Tom Roche. Liam Murphy's ahead of all of them now, from 17th on the grid, is now running in third. I just haven't got enough superlatives, to be honest with you. Cracking performance. So, take a breath. It is Liam Murphy in that third position. Now, did we see that the lead has changed? I just saw in the front there that it looked as if we saw Abby Eaton ahead of Anthony Neal now. So we'll have to wait till they come back round again. But I think we have a change for the lead. So there's so much to keep up with, isn't it? This 5-car duel going on there means that there's it kind of takes up my focus there. So let's have a look. I say 5-car, it's probably more 4-car, but I think that is that Adam Brindle just behind them after a great start. He's not out of contention by any stretch. I think they're all taking a bit of a breather now. Oh, look at that! Tom Roche has just lost another place as they head into Brook Chicane, because car number 93 just dived from nowhere. John Davies was not waiting for an invite, just dived straight up the inside as they headed in to Brook Chicane. Wow! And that has enabled, in fact, Adam Brindle to close right up on the back of Tom Roche. Is that Adam Brindle? No. They're running side by side through turn 1. Tom Roche is just trying to cover that inside line. I'll just make sure when they come round whether I've potentially misread that. If I have, I do apologise. There's just so much to keep up with here. We're riding on with car number 61, Carl Andrew. Currently running down in, I think, about 9th position at the moment. And is that Ray Grimes just in front of him? It looks like Ray Grimes' car there. We've got this ongoing duel we were mentioning earlier, that's car number 10, Christopher Lord. It's 118, Russell Tamplin, and just behind that is Carl Andrew. Is it Carl Andrew? We were just riding on board with Carl Andrew, and I thought we had a blue car in front, so it is 61, Carl Andrew indeed. I could have sworn we just had a blue car in front of him, but I'm getting all confused with so much going on throughout the grid. That's the beauty of the MX-5 SuperCup. It's the beauty of so many of the BRSCC championships. It is just guaranteed entertainment throughout. We're probably only about halfway through this race. Oh, a bit of a lock up there by Russell Tamplin, but he's got it under control as they head through Tarzan. And in fact, is he enabling himself to dive up the inside as he heads through? There we go, there's my mistake. It was 91, Matt Davies with the blue car just in front. That's Liam Murphy. So I was led astray there. It's 91, not 61, and it's Liam Murphy that we've already complimented enough times, from 17th up to 3rd position. Absolutely outstanding. And this ongoing 3-car duel, Christopher Lord, Russell Tamplin and Carl Andrew, absolutely glued together. Interestingly, they all started on the same side of the grid, so they were actually 8th, 10th and 12th on the grid. And Russell Tamplin's looking up the inside as they head into Dean Hairpin. Is he going to be able to get it stopped in time while still sneaking up the inside? They are running side by side, some great trust and good clean driving as per usual, and that has actually enabled Carl Andrew to dive up the inside, but he is going to be on the outside as they then head into Yentwood, and it's another right-hander into Chapman Curve next as well. So yeah, tucks himself back in, just looking to just poke his nose up the inside as they head through Chapman Curve, but wasn't quite close enough and didn't try to do anything daft there. Then it's through the left-right of Piff Paff up towards the left-hander of Kirby. And look, he's just trying to take all that momentum through, knowing that as they then get onto Steel Straight, if he can carry the momentum through Piff Paff, the left-hander of Kirby, Grayson's is such a nice sweeping left-hander that you can carry so much speed through there, and then you're on the brakes where you can outbrake your opponent by diving up the inside into Tarzan. Is he going to look up the inside? It's covered. He absolutely covered that off, did car number 10, Christopher Lord there. He was not going to let him dive up the inside. He covered that line. Has he compromised his exit speed? I don't think so. Back on board with Matt Davies, car number 91. Just ahead of him, number 11, Liam Murphy. Glued together as they head on. So that's 3rd and 4th on the in the race at the moment. So there we go, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. It is Liam Murphy from Matt Davies, from John Davies, from Tom Roche. So that is 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th on the road. You see the front two have absolutely screamed away from this pack, which is very unusual for the MX-5 Super Cup. For anybody to make that level of a break, it looks like it is still Abby Eaton in the lead. It possibly become quite a lonely race for Anthony Nield at the moment. There we go, there is our leader, Abby Eaton, right on cue, and she's pulled out quite a comfortable lead at the moment, and she won't be taking it easy. She knows how to win a race, there's no question about that. Through Piff Paff into the left-hander of Kirby. And there we go, is that car number 91, Matt Davies, has dived up the inside there of Liam Murphy. So Liam Murphy may have done well to get up through those positions, but as they head through Kirby, he was taken by Matt Davies, and in fact needs to be aware of his brother John Davies now in the background. But as is so often the case, John Davies is then having a look at Liam Murphy, may just be slightly compromised, that enables Tom Roche to close in. Is Liam Murphy going to look back up the inside? No. And in fact, look at this side by side. Tom Roche is now up the inside of the silver car of 93, John Davies. Has he made it stick? We'll have to wait for that to come back round to keep an eye of it. And here is car number 61. That's Carl Andrew. And yep, he has managed to make it stick. So it is Tom Roche back ahead of John Davies now as they head through Brook Chicane onto the start-finish straight to complete yet another lap. Just spread out ever so slightly here now. 2 by 2. It is Matt Davies in the grey car with the blue and yellow of Liam Murphy joined to the back of him, and the two of them are just stretching away ever so slightly. If you look at that, that's quite surprising. Tom Roche has dropped away from them, but has got John Davies in close attention. And look at this, they're side by side on the brakes in towards Dean Hairpin, but status quo in both of those duels. And in fact, John Davies must have run a little bit wide there, just out of the corner of our shot, because he's dropped right away from Tom Roche. You saw they were side by side as they headed into Dean Hairpin, but when they came out of it, Tom Roche was all on his own. That's going to enable him to look forward instead of worrying about backwards, so he's going to be eyes focused on the back of that blue car of Liam Murphy. He needs to get himself up. He knows that Abby Eaton is at the front. May not know that she's in the lead, but certainly knows she's in the front too, and already lost quite a few points on that first race, having been just in the lead by 3 points as they arrived here in Northamptonshire, just down the road from Corby. And he's not going to want to go away from here, head towards Donington for the final 2 rounds, and and needs that gap to be as close as possible, but not getting all his own way here. After Alton Park, great performance by him there, beaten only by the guest driver Paul O'Neill, so managed to take maximum points there. Abby Eaton took the victory and the fastest lap in that first race, so got the maximum amount of points, 101 points in that first one. She's looking to make it 101 points again and move herself, and you see in the distance there she is pulling nicely away. Then second place Anthony Neal, third Matt Davies, fourth the recovering Liam Murphy, then a gap back to Tom Roche, who now is having a fairly lonely race, John Davies, but is John Davies going to get back on track? There we go, there's car number 5. That's Robert Way. Is under pressure now. Is that Adam Brindle? I think that maybe he's up the inside on the brakes. Look how long they have to brake for as they head in. Sorry, no, it's Julian Taylor, my apologies. 6 rather than 16. And managed to make it stick, and is now covering that inside line as they head into Yentwood. But look at that, just swept round the outside there did Robert Way. Great move, was not waiting on ceremony. He lost that position going through Dean Hairpin under the brakes, but just swept round the outside Yentwood, through Chapman into Piff Bath, and he's still got that lead over car number 6, Julian Taylor. He had someone out there, I think that was Jim Hart, car number 27, pulled off on the outside of Kirby by the looks of it, which is a shame. But Julian Taylor's shown can do it once. Is he going to do it again? As they head through Graceland, down towards Tarzan. We've seen so many of them dive up the inside on the brakes. You could tell that Robert Way didn't feel any great pressure there, though, as they headed into Tarzan, because he just kept himself on the optimum line rather than covering the inside. Carl Andrew, look at the banking, look at the lean to the left, the speed taken through there. That really gave you a great feeling for the speed and the momentum through that turn 1. As through Brook Chicane onto the start-finish straight goes Robert Way and Julian Taylor. There's number 61. So Carl Andrews still trying to close in on Christopher Lord and Russell Tamplin just in front of those. Those guys are back and forth. So Tamplin has managed to get ahead of Christopher Lord there, but that's kind of been back and forth so far, so there's every chance it will be even more as yet. Heading through Yentwood up towards the right-hander of Chapman Curve. 61, Carl Andrew trying to close in on the identical coloured, albeit slightly different roll bars. Oh, look, and diving up the inside as they were heading into Kirby. He was trying to have a look on the inside. We'll see shortly how that finished as they exited there. But here at the moment, we've still got this other duel, Robert Way. Oh, and that was very unusual. Robert Way, that looked like the exit of Kirby, and just seemed to maybe miss a gear because he was passed quite straightforward by Julian Taylor then. So here is number 61, Carl Andrews. So he didn't manage to get up the inside of Christopher Lord, but he is still glued to him, and it has enabled Russell Tamplin, car 118, you see just ahead of them, just get away from these two at the moment. So I say get away, that's in MX-5 terms, that's it's not that much daylight, is it? But back towards the front, and Tom Roche has managed to get back on terms, or getting back on terms, with this duel between Matt Davies and Liam Murphy. Matt Davies is still managing to hold Liam Murphy off at the moment, and Tom Roche is hoping they're going to continue to duel, falling over each other, so that he can close and see if he can make up any more positions. At the moment he's running in 5th position. He wants to close in as much as possible. Abby Eaton, his championship rival, is out in the lead quite comfortably last time we saw, ahead of Anthony Neild, and she had to work hard to get up for that lead, but she managed to make the move and has kept it ever since. So Matt Davies has actually managed to just pull away from Liam Murphy, because I think Liam Murphy suddenly realised there was something bright and orange in the rearview mirror, and he was paying a bit more attention to that car now of Tom Roche. Very close as they go through Tarzan, and head along School Straight. And here we go, Carl Andrew still glued to the back of number 10 Christopher Lord and determined to try and find a way through. Not at the moment is nothing possible at the moment. They're heading through Brook Chicane, ready to complete yet another lap. We must be onto the final lap now for Abby Eaton. She has managed to pull away from Anthony Neild, but knowing Abby Eaton as I think I do, she will not be resting. She will be determined to see this through to the finish. Maximum points. She wants to make sure she's going to get fastest lap here for that extra point as well. She does have fastest lap at the moment as they head on to the last lap, so fingers crossed, well, her fingers will be crossed that she will be able to get that extra point for that as well. Every point counts as we head into the fighting end of the championship, heading through Chapman Curve into Piff Paff for the final time. It is Abby Eaton from Anthony Neild. Again, I said it repeatedly in the first race, great performance by Anthony Neild, usually under the bonnet in the Paul Sheard cars, this time behind the wheel, doing an outstanding job, and hope to see a lot more of Anthony racing in this. Coming through Gracelands now. She's just got Tarzan and the Brook Chicane to contend with after this, to come through and take the checkered flag. I thought that was a yellow flag waving for a second there, but I think it was just my eyesight playing tricks on me. Through Tarzan, onto School Straight, point and squirt. There's Carl Andrew, just dropped away a little bit from Christopher Lord there, so I'm not sure that he's going to be able to make too much of a move there in this final lap. We'll have to close up really tight under the braking. Here comes Abby Eaton through Brook Chicane for the final time onto the start-finish straight to see this checkered flag, and I bet she's going to look at that. The fists are in the air, both hands are in the air. The double victory there for Abby. You're absolutely right, 1 and 1. And coming through there, it was just about Matt Davies, held on from Liam Murphy. So winner Abby Eaton, second Anthony Neild, Matt Davies in third, Liam Murphy fourth, fifth was John Davies, sixth Tom Roche. John Davies got past Tom Roche at the end there. Seventh was Justin Noonan, eighth was Russell Tamplin, ninth Carl Andrew, who did manage to get past number 10 Christopher Lord on that final lap. So there was a couple of changes on the final lap there. Ray Grimes in 11th, 12th was 21 Simon Fleet, 13th was number 6 Julian Taylor, Jeff Gourier, Robert Way received a 16-second penalty, so finished in 15th position. Gary Townsend, and in 17th position, Adam Brindle. That means we go through to the final round at Donington Park, and Abby Eaton finds herself in the lead of the championship now by 17 points over Tom Roche. A great performance by Abby this weekend. Let's see what happens in the final round at Donington.